By the year 2050, over 150 million people are said to be suffering from dementia. Are we keeping our brain healthy? If not, let us see how to. Welcome to Pronoun Talks. In today's episode, I would like you to see the incredible journey of brain cells, and towards the end, we also discuss about the foods that we should avoid for keeping our brain healthy and young. Over 250,000 neurons are produced during the gestational period every minute. And in childhood, his brain produces twice the amount of neurons that he needs. And it retains only those neurons that are used and reinforced. Throughout our adulthood, the journey of wiring and development and healthy being of the brain continues. And it's usually said that it is at the time of 22 years our brain activity is at its peak, and that can last for 5 years from the age 22. From the age of 45 to 47, there will be a decline in the brain activity, and slowly from the age of 60s, 70s, the brain shrinkage happens. There will be considerable loss of brain cells. So this is the journey. I just introduced this just to know that in today, almost around 65 million people are suffering from dementia globally. And by the year 2050, over 150 million people are said to be suffering from dementia. Are we keeping our brain healthy? If not, let us see how to. The first thing to avoid is sugar-laden products or sugary drinks. We know that most of the sugary drinks has got high amount of fructose and glucose. Almost around 45% of fructose and 55% of glucose is the usual content of a sugary drink. So what happens is that these are capable of degenerating the blood vessels. Long-term intake of sugary drinks and sugar-laden products will gift us diabetes, hypertension, the blood vessels in the brain can get damaged, obesity, and notice that Alzheimer's and dementia. Now about the influence of refined carbohydrates. You might have had a wonderful feast, a sadhya, and immediately you might have felt a little sleepy. So what is the reason? Be it in adults or be it in children, high amount of refined carbohydrates intake will result in a decline in memory, at least for a temporary period. And there have been considerable studies that has conducted in healthy college students and kids between the age of 6 and 7. In both the group, the researchers have found that there is a considerable decline in memory by the intake of refined carbohydrates. A combination of phenylalanine, methanol and aspartic acid. Perhaps this terminology you might not have heard, but definitely everyone have used sugar-free products and artificial sweeteners. Aspartame is a major content that is capable of reducing our memory power and cognitive function. So it's always advised not to go for these kind of sugar-free products, especially even if you are trying to lose weight, because this has a direct impact on your brain. And now the last one in this category is trans fat. Trans fat is hydrogenated vegetable oils, and using this trans fat can reduce your brain's cognitive power. So I advise not to use the trans fat is found in the bakery items we buy. So trans fat is something which is not good for your body, not good for your brain. So definitely the usage of too much of bakery items is going to affect your child's brain, and you also can stay away. The reason is that in the long run it can affect the healthy functioning of your brain, and it can even induce Alzheimer's disease. You might have heard in news regarding inspections happening in fish markets and the authorities finding tons of fish laden with the poisonous mercury. Now, shall we know the dangers of mercury? Mercury, this metal, is a neurotoxic, and once it enters a carrying mother, it can even go and concentrate in the fetus and the placenta. So mercury is another factor which we should keep away from our diet. In a nutshell, we should know that the labels that are very attractive in shops like sugar-free products should not be part of our diet. We should not use too much of refined carbohydrates. Overuse of alcohol, usage of junk foods has to be avoided. Keeping ourselves away from these kind of food preserves our brain health. Thank you.